Good morning, dear professors, dear chairman, and the members of the State Attestation Commission. Let me start today's bachelor's qualification thesis defense. The chairman of State Attestation Commission is Doctor of Philosophy and Philological Science, Alana Zarva Firuza Karavirtiyevna. And the deputy of State Attestation Commission is candidate of Pedagogical Science, Kurbanbayev Javad Aminbayevich, Dean of the Faculty of Foreign Languages of Karakapak State University. And other members of the State Attestation Commission, Doctor of Philosophy and Philological Science, Jola Svalgalha Batsevna, the head of our English Linguistics Department. And next member is Doctor of Philosophy and Philological Science, Docent Jolas Nurjan Maratovich. Next, Doctor of Philosophy on Philological Science, Docent Kayıpbergenova Firuza Tulipbergenova, and Yusufu Nazarna, Senior Teacher of Foreign Languages, Department of Academic Lyceum near Karakapak State University. So let me announce the first presenter. First, Yerlipes Vasuluhan Kralbayevkızı, with her scientific work, newspaper and information materials for technical reading in English language classes. Her scientific advisor is Doctor of Philosophy and Philological Science, Docent Habibova Rivana Abdullayev.
Good morning, everyone. I am Yerlipes Vasuluhan Kralbayevkızı, and then my scientific advisor, Habibova Rivana Abdullayevna. Okay. Teaching a foreign languages using journalistic materials represent one of the most relevant areas of teaching methodology. Working with associative texts contributes to the development of critical thinking in pupils, the acquisition of transversal learning skills, and also contributes an interesting teaching aids. These texts give the illusion of contact with the national linguistic environment, newspapers, and magazines as media reflect world and the local news. The scientific novelty, mastering reading strategies in essential condition for developing foreign languages, reading skills. These skills enable education use of time and information resources through faster reading of foreign languages sources, as well as the achievement of reading goals without external assistance or formal instructions. The actually of this qualification paper development is theoretical justification of a set of exercises to train reading strategies, highlighting the importance of explorative reading and locative reading, the most popular types. The object of the research, the process of developing foreign language, technical reading strategies in English classes. The subject of the research, contemporary British and American newspaper articles, as well tool for developing reading strategies. The aim of the research to develop and extremely test a set of exercises aimed at developing reading strategies in skilled people using journalistic texts. Strategies. Strategies. To achieve these objectives, the following tasks were defined to study reading as a type of independent language activity, to clarify the concept of reading strategy, to determine requirements of the national educational standard regarding school people's reading skills, to study the age-related characteristics of school peoples, to introduce the concept of journalistic style and define its specific feature to develop and test a set of
Sorry for
exercises.
interrupting you. Can you move to your practical part, chapter 2?
Chapter 2. Uh, in modern methodologies, there is no sign of classification of authenticity as a methodology category. A methodology authentic text is based on three main aspects: methodological, structural, and the content. The methodological aspect ensures the accessibility of the text and the with specific learning objects. Structural parameters parameters include the compositional linguistic characteristics of the text. Um, Scientists emphasize in their work the following aspects of the authenticity of educational texts. Informative authenticity, the use of texts that contain information that is meaningful to pupils and that corresponds to their age characteristic and interests. Situational authenticity, the presupposes the nationalness of the situation proposed as a pedagogical illustration. The interest of the native speakers in the stated object and subject nationalness discussion.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. Sena.
Okay, Sultan, can you tell me the source of your materials for your research? And the second question, okay, just for the first question, you can answer.
Can you repeat?
Can you tell me the sources of materials?
Newspaper, magazine,
What kind of newspapers maybe?
related journalism or other.
Your topic is newspaper information materials for technical reading. Yes,
Yes.
what fields of the technical reading? We know what is reading, yes, but what is technical reading?
Different techniques used in reading skills.
Okay, thank you. You may continue. The next presenter.
Next. Presenter is Rafatina Abuzada, Islamic Kazakh, with her scientific work, diachronic approach to development of modern linguistics. Her scientific advisor is candidate of philological science, Dozun Kıyamet Gecemer.
Okay, good morning, respected teachers and classmates. I am Fatima Ruzada and I'm a fourth year student of English Linguistics Department at Karabakh State University. And today I would like to present our graduation work titled Diachronic Approach to Development of Modern Linguistics. And our scientific advisor is Professor Benjamin Limor. And let me begin with introduction of the research.
You may also move to your book. Chapter 1, chapter 2.
Okay. In chapter 1, we discussed about historical development of linguistics, and let's now look at how linguistics developed. And in ancient Greece, Plato and Aristotle studied the nature of language, and in Rome, Donatus wrote grammar rules for Latin. And during the Middle Ages, Arabic scholars like Sibylline wrote complex grammars, and in Europe, new ideas like universal grammar were introduced. And in the 19th century, linguistics moved from philology to a more scientific approach. This is when it became its own academic discipline. And in chapter 2, we discussed about fields of linguistics and linguistics. Today, linguistics includes many different fields. First is historical linguistics, looks at how language changes, and second is descriptive linguistics, describes how people really speak, and next one is generative linguistics, developed by Chomsky, and explains deep structures in our minds. And next is comparative linguistics, compares languages to find similarities. And there are also fields like phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Modern linguistics also includes social linguistics and psycholinguistics, which study language in society and in the brain. And the third chapter we discussed about disconnecting language from history, and in this chapter, a very important topic in our paper is how some linguistics disconnected language from history. And for example, Sasher said we should focus on the language system called language, and instead of how people use it. And later, Chomsky focused on an ideal speaker, and he said we should study language in the mind, not in society.
But this creates a problem. And this formalist approach often ignore the social and historical context of language. And in contrast, functionalist linguistics looks at how people actually use language in communication, and this makes it more realistic and practical. And then, in conclusion, linguistics has developed from the historical study of words called philology into a rich and a scientific field. It has changed by including ideas from society, psychology, and culture.
Thank you for your presentation.
Okay. Your topic is diachronic approach to development of modern linguistics. Yes, to development of modern linguistics. Okay, what kind of diachronic approach can you mention which play a crucial role in the development of modern linguistics?
Diachronic approach is a science which study the language changes over time.
Is it only one, any kind of approaches, diachronic approaches to the development of modern linguistics? Are there any approaches? We know what is diachronic. Are there any approaches mentioned in your book? Okay, next question. What is an approach? And what is the difference between approach, method, and treatment?
Approach is a general way to study something to someone, and methods is someone's own way to study.
Which one is broader?
Broader.
Approach or method? Broader.
Approach.
Thank you for your presentation. You made it to the next presenter.
Next presenter is Sherpaiva Nilüfer Muratbayeva with her work, Ways of Developing Listening and Speaking Skills to B1 Level Learners. Her scientific advisor is Doctor of Philosophy and Philological Science, Tosin Joldas Regal.
Okay, good morning, dear teachers and members of examination committee. And my name is Nilüfer Sherpaiva, and my scientific advisor is Joldasva Gauhar Batiruna. And today I'm honored to present my diploma on the topic thesis on the topic Ways of Developing Listening and Speaking Skills to B1 Level Learners. And first of all, let's look at the structure of the research paper. Structure of the research.
So you may also start from your chapter 2.
Chapter
Which is
2.
practical part, yes.
Okay, and the chapter 2 is about the practice part, and it's look at real example and real examples from the book Key to the Door by Alan Seletu. And the first, it gives short facts about the author. Then it shows how conjunctions are used in this book. And the next one is how compound sentences are made. And the next one is what type of joined sentences in the writer uses. And the types of coordinating conjunctions. We know there are four main types in English. The first one is copulative conjunction. This conjunction adds ideas, for example, the words and or also. And the second is adversative conjunction. These show contrast or opposite meaning. For example, the word but and yet. From the novel, for example, he was not afraid, but he cried. And the third is disjunctive conjunction. These are used to give a choice, and we use or and either or and other words. The last one is causative and causative consequentive conjunction. They show reason or result. We use the word use and the for in this type of conjunction. Each type of conjunction helps to connect ideas clearly in English and is used often in real conversation and stories. And the next one is conjunctions and prepositions. What's the difference between? Sometimes they look at the same, but their function are different. We know it. And for example, the words before and after. First of all, what's the preposition? Preposition comes before a noun and shows a time, place, or directions. And for example, after the class, we went home. We went home. In this sentence, word after shows time and connect to a noun, the class. And the next one is conjunctions. It connects two clauses, and that means two parts of a sentence. For example, after he left, we went home. In this sentence, the word after connects two ideas or actions. And knowing this difference is very important for understanding sentence structure and sentence structure, especially for B1 level learners. And examples from the novel. These examples help us understand how coordinating conjunctions are used in real situations. The first example is he sat and looked through the window. This is a copulative conjunction, and the word and adds two action: sat and looked. Sat and looked. And the next one is she wanted to go, but she didn't move. And this is an adversative conjunction. The word but shows a contrast. And the next example, stay here or come with me. It's a disjunctive conjunction, and it's common in everyday conversation. And next one is he left early, so he missed the fight. This is a causative example. The word so shows a result in this sentence. And this example show a range of emotion and the logical function in our research, such as help learners at B1 level to speak more natural and more connect ideas clearly.
Okay. Your research work is mainly focusing on conjunctions.
Yeah, coordinating conjunctions.
What other are the main types of conjunctions do you know except coordinating?
Subordinating conjunctions and subordinating and causal. Yeah, it's a type. subordinating correlative conjunction. Subordinating conjunctions connect the dependent clause to a main clause. And the correlative conjunction is used in pairs to connect equal elements. For example, iso or niso nor, like these words.
Thank you for your presentation, Nina. Thank you, my dear.
Next presenter is Tuğba Aysenem Kudaybergen with her work pronunciation peculiarities of different variants of the English language. Her scientific advisor is candidate of philological science, docent Demiraj Gece.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tuğba Aysenem, and my scientific advisor is Professor Demiraj Gece. And today I would like present some key findings from my research on fascinating and highly relevant topic. And today's our topic is pronunciation peculiarities of different variants of English language. As we know, English has become a truly.
You may also start from your second chapter.
Okay. In second chapter, we can see real examples of American, Australian, and the British English examples. And I start with American English pronunciation. In Americans, always pronounce the R sound even at the end of vowel. For example, they pronounce like car, mother, and letter T. A letter T between two vowels often sounds like a soft D. For example, water, and city. And Americans there are the different aspects in parts of the USA. First is general American. The standard American concepts often used in TV, movies, and news is clear and neutral. With pronounced R sound in their speech. And Southern American. Southern American found in the southern state of the USA and Southern drawl, slow musical speech. Some vowels in their speech, some vowels are changed and unique intonation. And the next is British English pronunciation. In Britain, R sound isn't pronounced after vowels unless other vowels follows. For example, like car, mother, pronounced like this. And words like bass, dance, and pass are pronounced with a long A letter, not a short A. For example, pass, bass, dance, like this, with a long A vowel. And the T sound disappears or is replaced with a small pause and stop, small pause, especially in casual speech. And Australian English. While not explained detailed on this slide, my research also touched upon Australian English pronunciation, which while changing some similarities with British English due to its historical roots, also processes its own distinct vowel sounds and intonation patterns.
Thank you, Professor.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to ask you how about the received pronunciation, yes?
Yes.
Of English language. Why it's called received pronunciation?
Because in received pronunciation is very common and everyone understood this language, and this is not a dialectical or changed language.
This
It's
follow
soft
this
language.
follow pronunciation.
Yes.
Also, it is called received pronunciation.
What methods did you use in your paper?
I use deductive, inductive, and inductive, deductive method.
That's all.
No, deductive. Okay. I use the descriptive. We use it descriptive, inductive methods.
So really,
Also, one question.
okay. Uh, why such kind of dialects appeared? And the differences, for example, and the most
Because they pronounce words differently, and
what's the reason
what's the-
becoming different?
because of their nationality and national development, their history, origins.
The first reason is a geographical location.
Yes,
For example, Australia, you know where is Australia? Yes.
yes.
And before invading Australia, the English, they have their own origin. Tribes like böyle şey kanallarda sağlam. Okay, that's all I saw. Here you can make it. Okay, that's all that's all.
Thank you. The next presenter.
Next presenter is Tursunbayeva Shahlo Karatuma. With her work, The Effectiveness of Using Distance Learning in Teaching English. Her scientific advisor is candidate of Pedagogical Science, Tursun Kurbanbayev Cevat Atabeyevich.
Good morning, respected teachers and fellow students. Let me introduce myself. I'm Tursunbayeva Shahlo Karatuma, and my scientific advisor is Cevat Kurbanbayev Atabeyevich. Today I'm going to present and define our research on the topic of the effectiveness of using the distance learning in teaching English, a powerful educational method that continues to transform how people can learn around the world.
Hello. You may also start from your second chapter, practical.
Okay, and the characteristics of distance education. There are several key features of distance education. It includes learner-centered, flexible access, inclusive, and the use of media technology. In learner-centered, in this part, it focuses on the students' needs, and they can learn independently at their own places and their own level. At their own level, and the flexible access includes students can study from anywhere and at any time. And the inclusive, it supports people who cannot attend traditional schools due to health, work, disability, or early marriage. And the use of media and technology. Lessons often use the multimedia tools created by professional instructional designers. And then organized structure, distance education has proper system for supervision, management, and education. Also, evaluation. The advantages of distance learning includes there are many benefits of this education. No travel needed. It saves your money and time. Flexibility. You can study around your work and the personal life. And the comfort. You can learn from your own home and using your own furniture. And the accessibility, it helps people who have difficulty moving or going to school buildings. And the technology skills. Students develop their computer and internet skills. And the interactions and the technologies used in distance education. Interaction is a very important part of learning. In distance learning, it happens differently than in traditional classroom. There are four types of interaction. The first one is learner content, learner instructor, learner, and the learner technology. Learner content. Learning content. This happens when a student reads or watches lessons, materials, or builds new knowledge. The second one is learner instructor. It includes asking questions or getting explanations by email or chat. The third one is learner. Students can work in teams or have discussions online and they share their tasks or ideas with each other. And the learning technology, students must feel comfortable using computers and digital tools to study successfully. And then there are two types of delivery types in distance education. There are asynchronous and synchronous. Synchronous learning means that learning in real time. For example, video conferences where the teacher and the students are online together. And the asynchronous distance education means that lessons are recorded or posted online and students can watch or read them later. This is the most common form of distance education. And those
Thank you for your presentation.
Attention for one question for you. Effectiveness of your research work is clear. Have you paid attention to the disadvantages of distance learning?
Yes, the loss of internet. For example, the turn of the loss of internet in Uzbekistan.
Electricity.
Yes, electricity. Less of electricity also, and disconnected networks.
Where did you implement? Where did you use your yes?
This method. When I'm preparing IELTS exam, I took a course from another teachers among Uzbekistan, and I use this method. It is more. It's more effective for me, and create many flexibility for my teaching and learning.
Thank you for your presentation.
Next presenter is Tusina Valoslu Mahmoud with her work ways of developing cross-cultural competence of Lyceum students. Her scientific advisor is candidate of pedagogical science, docent Kurumbar Cevat Aminbayevich.
Good morning, respected teachers and dear students. I am a final year student of Karagapak State University, Faculty of Foreign Languages, Nosulu Tursunova. I am honored to present our bachelor qualification work entitled Ways of Developing Cross-Cultural Competence of Lyceum Students. My scientific advisor is Cevat Kurbanbayev Aminbayevich. Could you let me start our presentation? Okay. Here is the roadmap for our presentation. First, I will introduce the topic and the objectives. Then we will discuss a theoretical part covering cultural awareness and communicative competence. Next, I will describe the practical part, focusing on Bennett's DMIS model and teaching strategies. After that, I will present key analysis and findings, followed by a concise conclusion. In today's globalized world, the ability to communicate across culture is no longer optional, it's essential. Licensed students in Uzbekistan and worldwide must develop not only language skills, but also intercultural sensitivity to interact effectively. Our study aims to investigate methods for integrating cultural competence into foreign language teaching, thereby preparing learners to meaningful cross-cultural encounters and fostering a multiple understanding.
Rusulu, sorry for interrupting you. You may move to your second chapter, practical part of the work.
Operationalize cultural developments, we adopted Milton Bennett's developmental model of intercultural sensitivity. This six-stage continuum moves from denials and defense of difference, thought minimization and acceptance, to adaptation and integration. As learners progress, they shift from an ethnocentric to an ethno-relative perspective, gaining deeper empathy and skill in navigating cultural diversity. Integrating DMIS with language proficiency requires aligned stages. Novice learners often begin in denial and defense. Intermediate learners reach minimization and acceptance, and advanced learners achieve adaptation and integration. Teachers should design activities that match students' developmental readiness. For example, emphasizing similarity for those in defense and encouraging perspective taking for those in adaptation. Our recommendation included, first one is cultural capsule, short students-led mini presentation comparing one cultural native culture, and second one is cultural clusters, same set of capsules culminating in a role-play scenario. And third one is cultural assimilators, written scenarios offering multiple interpretation, followed by guided discussion to develop cognitive empathy.
Thank you for your presentation.
Okay, your second chapter, subchapter, elements of dealing with cross-cultural interests.
Yes.
What kind of elements can you mention which develop cross-cultural interests?
Elements, knowledge, um, meanings.
Thank you. The next question, what methods do you use?
Methods. I use it Bennett's. We use it Bennett's DMIS models. Also, we use iceberg models. We use it and Canale and Canale's method.
Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Our next presenter is Bayram Alican Uzanoglu. With his work content-based instruction in teaching receptive skills. His scientific advisor is Doctor of Philosophy and Philological Science, Tabarniazi Christian Shanyeli.
So, good morning, everybody. I will do short exam because, as I heard, you told us to start in second chapter. So, there's going improving listening and reading with content-based instructions. So, firstly, we must know what is SBI. Content-based instructions means students learn English through content. For example, instead of just learning words, they read about space, health, or the environment. Or they listen to real interviews or podcasts. The topic is main focus, and English is used as a tool to learn about the topic. Listening skills, real life practice. As you know, many teachers or foreigners will learn English with uh, situational actions. For example, to speak with foreigners in any kind of historical monuments. For example, we can see the foreigners in Samarkand, Bukhara, Khorazm, and also in Karakapakistan. So there's going second skill is reading, understanding real texts. So students read real articles, blog posts, or short stories. These help them practice reading skills like finding the main idea, skimming for general meaning, scanning for details, and guessing meaning from context. And there's going active and critical thinking aspect doesn't only help students understand, it makes them think. They compare ideas, explain their opinions, and ask questions. That's all. Sure. Because I'm the last student and yes. No.
Okay, what are the disadvantages? What is this?
So there's going the disadvantages. So some students feel confused improving their language skills. So particularly their language skills. For example, they afraid to make mistakes first of all by listening and by speaking also, and particularly in monolingual classes. And it can be hard to find information sources because, as you know, nowadays also, in my opinion, a few information in English to translate it by our language. Uh, we can find many informations from Russian.
Okay.
And we,
Very afraid of making mistakes
Yes.
in listening and speaking.
Yes, also reading. By listening, they have mistakes from, let's say, from pronunciation. As you know, there are a few pronunciations in English: American, British, and Australian.
Okay, yeah. Which skills include receptive skills?
Listening and reading.
Okay, you should
Yes.
focus just listening and reading. Not
Yes. Sorry.
Thank you for your presentation, Arjun.
Thank you.
The next presenter.
Our last presenter is Yoldaş Karpivala Rashidovna. With her work, Ways of Using Information Technologies for Developing Listening Skills. Her scientific advisor is Doctor of Philosophy and Philological Science, Docent Yoldaş Karpivala.
Good morning, dear members of the committee, respected teachers, and dear students. My name is Yuldash Rashiduna, and my scientific advisor is Shobasva Gauhar Batiruna. I'm pleased to stand to defend our bachelor thesis entitled Ways of Using Information Technologies for Developing Listening Skills. So this research was guided by our interests in improving English language in Uzbekistan and by the urgent need to modernize how the digital tools and the listening skills is taught in school, lyceums, and the universities. English is increasingly important worldwide and in our country, and listening is important for communication, especially. However, it
You
is
may also move to your second chapter and what will you?
okay. The second chapter is based on the practical application. This chapter represents the practical part of the research, including the digital tools used, methods of the classroom application, and the observed results. We used both mixed method approach with with our advisor. It based on the number and the personal insights. It's called in scientifically quantitative and the qualitative method. Quantitative methods based on the numbers, and the qualitative methods is based on the personal insights. Uh, we first we gave a survey to 23 students and asked questions to how to often they use tools like YouTube, Duolingo, or Zoom, and which ones they like for the best for listening skills, for developing listening skills. Second, we did interview with some students to hear their deeper thought and feelings and asked them how the tools help for listening skills, for their listening skills, what they enjoy and what the problem they face during the training their listening skills. We also looked at the teacher's opinion to compare with students' answers. Then after the interview, we analyze the data. For the survey, we looked at how many students said to the answers yes or not to each question. For the interview, we grouped the answers into the confidence, motivation, and the challenges. To come up the results from the survey, 23 students of EFL, it means English as a second language at Karagappak State University. They said 74% of them say digital tools. They use the digital tools every day to learn the English daily. The most popular digital tools were YouTube, Google, and the Duolingo. Students told us they enjoy the learning with videos, audios, and it gives more their fun and real authentic materials. Teachers saw the improvements. Students were better at the pronunciation after the using digital tools and understanding the native speakers by viewing the.
Thank you for my presentation.
In your second chapter, you have given the advantage of using computers
Yes.
in English, especially developing listening skills. Okay, are there any disadvantages
Yes, of course.
using computers?
We have students change some challenges. There, not all the students have the internet access and the devices. Some teachers are not trained to use the digital tools because of lack of digital devices, and the students may get distracted by the games or social media.
Okay, thank you for your presentation, Lola. 3 minutта даалга чыгып турсаңыз, кахабарыңызды.
Thank you.